Good evening, people of the internet. Today we will be conducting an experiment on FIFA 22 Career Mode where we essentially put the Austrian League in the Premier League. There's only 12 teams in the Austrian League and 20 in the Premier League. So I have left the best 8 Premier League teams, the 8 biggest, I should say, because Arsenal at the moment really isn't one of the 8 best. I have left them in as a direct comparison. Compared to the 12 Austrian teams, and we'll see whether the Austrian teams actually manage to survive in the Premier League, if they go down, if they can even qualify for a European competition, which I doubt, but maybe Red Bull Salzburg can pull something out, we shall see. And essentially after let's say 5 seasons or 10 seasons, depending on what's happened, see where teams have ended up. This idea came to mind to me essentially when I just saw a video of this day came to mind when I saw a video from another content creator talk about how Bayern wanted to join Serie A and leave the Bundesliga, which obviously never happens. It kind of sounds ridiculous nowadays, but yeah. If you go on to enjoy the video, please hit the subscribe button down below and leave a like. So the season's over. Chelsea won the league in front of Leicester, who had apparently an amazing season of 30 wins. Both teams had 30 wins, Jesus Christ. Followed by Manchester City, Manchester United, nothing surprising there. All Prem teams finish in the top 8, so no real difference there. Rapid Vienna finished 9th, ahead of Lask and Red Bull Salzburg, which is incredibly interesting. Then it's followed by Austria. So SV Ried, Admira Wacker and Wolfsberg AC get relegated from the Premier League. They will be now competing in the Championship, obviously, no real shocker there. I'm kind of surprised that none of the Austrian teams actually managed to beat one of the Prem teams, especially considering Red Bull Salzburg always does so well in European competitions. Anyways, I would say we sim to the next season and see how the teams get along. Right, the end of season 2 is upon us. Let's see if something changed, if maybe one of the Austrian teams actually could beat an English team. Let's start in the Premier League. No one in the top 8 again. Red Bull Salzburg though, actually in 9th, Rapid in 10th, Vienna in 10th, Altach, PSG Tirol and Hartberg go down. Over in the Championship, and again, none of the Austrian teams in the top 8. Kind of worrying, not gonna lie. None of them, where are they? Wolfsberg AC, 16th, so they stay in the Championship. But Ried and Admira go down again to League 1. Interesting. So we have now 4 teams in the Championship, 2 in League 1 and still 6 in the Premier League, with 3 of them actually doing kind of well. So season 3 is finished. As we're already in League 1, we're gonna start here this time. Again, no Austrian Bundesliga team in the top 8. I'm worried because I saw this already and was like, oh god. But Ried actually manages to survive the onslaught. They stay in League 1. Though Admira get relegated again.
Bruh.
They are just plummeting to League 2. I seriously didn't expect it because I know Admira, they're not really a bad team. So we're gonna go from the back this time. In the Championship, again, apparently there's like an infection if you get into the top 8 for the Austrian clubs, because none of them are there again. Wolfsberg AC as in 10th stays put. The people who got relegated, Tirol 18th, not too bad, not too shabby. Hartberg barely surviving at P21, but Altach getting relegated as well in P24. And then in the Premier League, Manchester United win the Premier League ahead of Chelsea, City, Arsenal. Again, an Austrian team, since there's this infection apparently in the top 8. Fulham, then Rapid Vienna in P10, Lask, Red Bull Salzburg, they seem to be close together every time. Sturm Graz actually pulling with the other clubs this time. Reading, Bournemouth, Sheffield, West Brom, Birmingham. That means Austria Klagenfurt get relegated together with Austria Vienna. So these 4 clubs actually seem to do pretty well. They seem to be mid-table as it seems. Though none of them actually have found their level, I would say. Especially the ones that get relegated. So I would say we sim another season, we sim 2 more seasons, and we'll see where they end up. So season 4 is upon us. Let's see what has changed. But essentially, let's look at the Austrian clubs and let's look at them from like top to bottom. So in the they've done it. Finally, an Austrian club in the top 8. Well, sorry to sheer excitement right there, but finally an Austrian club has finished in the top 8 in the form of Red Bull Salzburg. I don't know who they have beaten West Ham. So we have an Austrian club in the top 8 in the Premier League, which is really exciting. They will not get into a European competition though, sadly, because they need a top 7 finish for that, but at least we have an Austrian club in the top 8. We now have Rapid Vienna in 11th, Lask in 12th, Sturm Graz in 14th. No Austrian clubs relegated from this Premier League, so yeah, kind of surprising, not gonna lie. We have more Austrian clubs in the top 8. This time in the championship, with Austria Vienna maybe even getting promoted. They're fighting for that, as far as I'm concerned. Wolfsberger AC in 7th, FSG Tirol in 19th, Austria Klagenfurt get relegated, TSV Hartberg get relegated, so there's that. League 1 we have Altach in P10, we have SV Ried in 12th, League 2. We have Admira, who finally don't finish bottom of the table and actually finish top of League 2 with 100 points. 30 wins, 10 draws. Jesus Christ. So they get back up into League 1. And then, let's say we sim one more season of this and hope that the Austrian team gets into a European competition. If not, I would say we end the experiment there. We are now at season 5, which is probably going to be the last one. Unless one of the Austrian teams qualifies for a European competition, although that's unlikely. Say we just straight up get into it, and let's see where the Austrian teams have finished. So first of all, the Premier League, Red Bull Salzburg again. Wait, Red Bull Salzburg have finished P7 in the Premier League. That means not only that they have beaten West Ham and Leicester City, that means they have qualified for the European Conference League, which has been established this year. So I need to go another season. GG's Red Bull Salzburg, you managed to pull it out right at the end. As for the other Austrian clubs, Lask and Rapid finishing quite low actually in P13 and P14. Sturm Graz barely surviving P16. Austria Vienna, who got promoted, go down relegated by 1 point over Barnsley. Then we have the championship. Wolfsberger say could be promoted. I don't know. I haven't checked. FSG Tirol finishing down in P18. Not too good, not too bad. So League 1, we have Admira actually getting their shit together and actually finishing in the top 8 of League 1 as well, not being relegated. That's quite impressive. TSV Hartberg, honorable mention in P7 as well, finishing right above them. Down in P16, Altach, Ried in 19th, Austria Klagenfurt in P20, no Austrian team relegated. So yeah, Red Bull Salzburg has qualified for the Conference League, which means we're gonna sim another year. Surprising to see the Austrian clubs doing so well. Ladies and gentlemen, we have arrived at the last season of this experiment. Let's see, first of all, how Red Bull Salzburg actually did at the Conference League. So, Red Bull Salzburg, they topped their group, which is them, Portimonense, that club, Midtjylland, and PS Gliwice. I probably pronounced all wrong. Essentially, Red Bull Salzburg went on to win against Stade Reims. I was confused for a second. By penalties, 5-4. In the quarterfinals, they actually also beat the Young Boys. In the semifinals, they though lost to Granada after their aggregate score of 4-4. But yeah, pretty good fight to be fair from Red Bull Salzburg, considering everything they had to endure in the Premier League. let's see if it has affected them in any way. Red Bull Salzburg in the final season of this experiment qualify in P4 for the Champions League in the Premier League, beating Arsenal, Spurs, Liverpool and Leicester City, all to a top 4 spot. Only 4 points off of Chelsea. Jesus Christ, calm down. The other Austrian clubs, Sturm Graz finishing P13, Rapid in P14, Laski P15, no real surprise there. Wolfsburg didn't get promoted, as I thought. Then in the championship, Austria might get promoted, but we won't see that. Wolfsburg, P11, they have been in the championship since, I believe, season 2. Tirol in P18 have been here as well. They've just been kind of surviving. As for League 1, Altach maybe would have gotten up. Admira also would finish out. Hartberg in P7. Though down here we actually have some negative surprises in the form of Austria Klagenfurt and SV Ried actually getting relegated. So essentially you could put Red Bull Salzburg in the Premier League and it wouldn't make a difference, but everyone else is just kind of flopping all over the place, I guess. Sometimes getting promoted, sometimes getting relegated. It was pretty tough for everyone at the start, I would say, with no one really breaking into any league's top 8. But as soon as season 4 hit, actually that kind of turned around, and even Red Bull Salzburg managed to qualify for the Champions League, which is a really good surprise, to be fair. But yeah, I would say that's it for today. Hit the button down below to subscribe. Leave a like and tell me in the comments which team actually surprised you the most. I've been Alex. It's been a pleasure. Yeah, have a wonderful day.